Hello, how's everybody doing? I moved to a different location, so it's gonna be a little bit different. I haven't got everything set up, but this is Dance Without Music, year 4. Now you can understand pretty much why I do the videos because there's so much information, and it can't really be written down. You know what I mean? So what I have to do is when I get a certain amount of information, I have to make a video on it. So you can imagine what the material you have to go over if you just started the program. So this is the 4th year. Okay, so now I'm going to get into what we're doing now. We're doing math without numbers and being out of bounds. The math is pretty much okay. This is when you're at this level, okay? Because you won't be able to do it without being at a certain level, but you can understand it mentally. You'll be able to understand, but what you have to do, those of you who maybe one person or maybe two people who's actually done it, who's actually followed along and everything and can follow along and can understand. They will pretty much understand what I'm talking about, okay? So as far as, okay, so we're going to do mathematics. Um, I want to do one thing. I'm going to move this camera because I don't like to be off screen, okay? So I'm going to get this paper, okay? And this is going to be one of my examples. It's a lot of paper. Okay, so I had to go over there. Okay, so there we go. And this is nice like this, okay? So the first one is this. This is the mathematics that you're going to use, okay? I'm saying all these things because when I get into the sessions again, these are some of the things you have to know. And like I said, there's so many things that it has to be as I come up with the lessons, I have to give them to you, but I'm still not ready, but it's going very well. And I will get to the point to where I want to get to. It will prove everything that all my other videos as far as Dance Without Music, it will prove them true. So, but I want to make sure that everything works out. Now, the first thing, math without numbers. This is very important because we talked about this subject. And when you get to this point, it's going to be very important because you're going to need math. You definitely need math, but you also have to learn math without numbers. Why do I say that? Is it easy? No, it's not, because in a lot of things, we attach numbers to everything, okay? And we have these things that we do, like for instance, when we count this paper, this is the first example I'm gonna use. When we count this paper, we go 1. If I tell you give me 25, if I tell you give me 10 sheets, let me see. If I say give me 13 sheets, I'm almost sure there's 13 in here. You're gonna 1, 2, oh boy, I'm sorry. Oh, this is not crooked, but it's alright now. Okay, so you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're gonna do that until you get to 13. But that's a method that you instilled and it's like glued, okay? But when you get to this point, you're going to be able to see the difference. It's not going to be glued. You can still do the same thing, but what I mean by glued, it means you have no other options. This is the way that you do it, okay? If you've been following along with the videos, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm weaning myself off of explaining former videos. It's a lot of material. Okay, so now, what do we do now? Because we have no numbers. Well, I'm going to show you. And this is going to be kind of, almost like not drudgery, but it's going to be like really boring, okay? So I'm going to go through it. And you notice what I'm doing, okay? I am not counting, okay? Matter of fact, I'm not even thinking about numbers. The only thing I'm doing is placing one sheet after another, okay? This is also good exercise. And I'm going to keep doing it until I finish. This is what you call addition, in Dance About Music, addition and subtraction. Why do I say addition and subtraction? Because I'm subtracting it from here and I'm adding it to here. I'm subtracting it from here and adding it to here. And when you get to this point, you have to feel it, okay? You feel it so well that it doesn't bother you. It's not boring at all. As a matter of fact, it's like the most beautiful thing in the world. When you get to the point to where this right here is the most beautiful thing, I mean, one of the most beautiful things in the world. So I'm subtracting and I'm adding. That's subtraction and addition. I'm subtracting and I'm adding. I'm subtracting and I'm adding. I'm subtracting and I'm adding. So I'm taking something from one place and I'm putting it in another place. Now, how far? I'm going to show you something else that you're doing. The numbers had stopped you from doing this and enjoying this task. But there's also something else that you can do. Now, I forgot what this would be called, but we did it in another lesson. I could be counting, but now I'm going to do it and I'm going to measure, okay? So those of you who follow along know exactly what I'm talking about. Now I'm measuring. I'm measuring the distance from here to there, okay? Without any numbers. I'm measuring it. And I continue to do it. And you have to feel that measurement. At first you counted. Now we're going to change something else. We're changing it to measurement. This is what we're doing as far as the functions are concerned. The first function I put in was the addition and subtraction. Subtraction and addition. I subtracted it and I added it to something. But now I changed the function. Now my function is measurement with no numbers. Don't even think about the numbers, okay? And then we're going to go into measurement. So I'm taking this measurement from here and I'm putting it in here. And you can have a little bit more fun with this because I can take it over here. Now I'm measuring it from here to here. Just doing it. And it has to come to a point to where you feel it, this measurement. If you don't feel a measurement, you have nowhere to store it. You're not at the level, so you're not going to make it there. It's going to be interesting now. But if you're at the level, you're going to be able to measure this and do this whole stack without any problem. Now I'm going to take it over here and I'm measuring it. I'm measuring it from here to here. 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 How did I do that? Because I changed the function, okay? And you have to understand that in order to get into the dance that we're gonna do, okay? And I changed it from here to there. So now, that was one thing. Now the measurement, with no numbers. So this really doesn't have space. I mean, you know, we see everything and we assume that this is this much and this is this much. But I'm just telling you, as far as communication, what I'm doing. The reason why I say that is because when you get to a certain stage, you see, but you also feel the measurement, okay? So, like from here to here, now I'm showing you something without numbers, a measurement. So I'm showing you a measurement from here to here. Do you know how far from here to here is? I'll give it, I'll let you think about it. If you use a number, then no. But the distance from here to here is here to here. It's here to here. That's what it is in measurement. Okay? In Dance Without Music. Do you know how the measurement from here to here? The measurement from here to here is from here to here. Very simple. But in order to feel that, wow, you have to go through the whole course. Okay? And you may think I want you to get to do this course so I could fill up with views, but I don't know how things are going to work out. That's not if that's in your mind, then you're going in the wrong direction, okay? I wish that would be really nice, but I don't think it's going to work out like that, okay? That's why I'm doing the music and everything else. This is one thing that I just love to do, and I don't think I ever get enough people that understand what's going on here for you to go through all the lessons. And I wouldn't do that anyway. I'm not the type of person. Some people think that I do things like to get views and stuff like that, but no, I don't do that. Some, I have in my mind that I need views. Yes, I do, but I don't. Most of it is for art and to do the best thing and to continue to do better. I need views. Yes, that's very nice, and I do work for views, but I don't overdo it. So the distance from here to here, what is it? From here to here. The distance from here to here is here to here. Okay? So that's very important. But the thing about it is that you have to keep that in mind all the time. And if you drop your numbers, just imagine if you measure everything that you're doing, okay? Because you get to a point to where it's so much fun that you do it all day long. You just do it. Like let me tell you this, like instead of you ever arrange your bedroom or something like that and you don't really have anything on your mind, so it's boring. I mean, there's more fun that you can have if you're set up this way. But if you try and do it without going through the whole thing and learning how to do it, then it's gonna be very cumbersome. I mean, it's just gonna be terrible, okay? I mean, it's just not, it's not gonna work. I'm almost positive because I did all of this, okay? I did this so that people they don't have to go through what I went through to learn things. Like I said, as human beings, we could tell someone something. Like when somebody asks you for directions, they tell you directions, and they actually giving you information so that you can be happy and enjoy your vacation or things like that, or whatever. But that's what we do, and that's what I'm doing here. So now we did that. Now I have one more thing to do. So that's the measurement without numbers. We did addition and subtraction. Let's do multiplication. Okay, multiplication. How can I do multiplication? Let's say, okay, I'm going to do multiplication. Before we do this Dance Without Music, I could do it in Dance Without Music. But I want you to see this because I got something specific for Dance Without Music. So if I go like, say if I go like, okay, I go like this, since it's dance, and maybe I do a dance move like this and then like this, okay? So if I go like this, okay, so that's 2 times, but there's no numbers. So that means that you have to remember, okay? So pretty much multiplication in Dance Without Music is like recording something that you've done. Like for instance, I go like this. Okay, so that's 2 times. I don't want to do it 3 times. Okay, I'll do it 3 times. Okay, so I did that 3 times. That's multiplication. Okay, so what I'm saying is that you'll get to the point to where you see that instead of counting, okay, because you don't have the numbers. So that means if I go like this, okay, you know that that's 3 times. Okay, that's the simplest basic. I don't want to get into like 2 times 3. I just did 1, 2, 3, and that's 3 times. But people don't realize that the basic of multiplication, well, I already did it in another video, so I can't really explain it, because I did the 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 2, and then 2, and then 2. So that's what you have to see. You don't say 2 times 3 is 6. The reason for that is because you'll see the number. You'll see the number, okay? That could be a number. That's what I believe is real numbers. And once you get those numbers down, the small ones, like, it'll build. And it'll build. Even the measurement that I was telling you about, if you just say this and this is from here to there, and you do it to everything at this stage, when you get to the stage, you'll be able to do that. But can you imagine? And it's not cumbersome, because they call it measurement, but it's not really measurement, okay? Just being more aware of what you're doing, but it's not cumbersome whatsoever. It's really a lot of fun once you get to this stage. So what I'm saying is, like, for instance, the problem you might have is with multiplication, because I just did, okay, now I did 1 3 times. And a lot of people don't realize, because in mathematics they go 1 times 3. Oh, 1 times 3 is 3, okay? But they don't know that basic trick. It's just that 1 times 3 is not so basic, okay? Because I did it, and that's 1 times 3, okay? So that means 1 times 3, you actually have to do something, okay? But if you get that basic down, and you just see that, and you see the basic, it continually builds, okay? So if I go, okay, you notice it's 2 times. 1, 2 times. But if I do like, okay, so that's 2 times. But I could go, okay, and that's 2 3 times. But you don't think about the numbers. You just see it, and you remember it, okay? You store it. It's like a language, okay? I hope you understand that. Now we're getting, the reason why I say that, because that's going to be very important, because like I said, we're going to drop numbers, okay? Even in the radicals, okay? So let's go to out of bounds, being inbounds and out of bounds. I'm going to do this really quick. Okay, now we have, I'm going to be in radical, let me see, how can I do out of, oh, it has to be, another thing too, I can't do first quadrant. I want to tell you about this, okay? Not one quadrant, but radical 1 is very difficult. I don't go into radical 1. We'll do some basic things in radical 1, but radical 1 is pretty much like things that you would do in ballet, so it's very difficult. It seems like it's basic, but it's not, okay? Spins and stuff like that. So I want to show you out of bounds, but it's like this. If you want to get into the radical 1, you first have to do the basics. You need more, you need space around you, And then you can come in because it's very difficult. The further you go out is difficult. The further you go in is difficult. You should know that from mathematics. So I'm going to work with radical 4. And then we're going to show you the bounds. I might, okay, so I'm like this, I'm like this, I'm like this. And we have this, 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 and this, okay, in radical 4. Now, out of bounds, and remember, we don't go like this, and we don't go like this, because that's into another sphere, okay? Don't try and figure it out, because it's not there yet, okay? If you try and figure it out by yourself, it's too much. A lot of people don't realize it, but they think everything is easy, and they can figure out everything, but I told you, I went through this. I'm not pulling any strings for you, okay? Okay, so, I'm not pulling your leg or whatever. Okay, so we have 1, 2, and we have 4, okay, radical 4. So now we have radical 4. Now we want to go out of bounds, okay? I would have to, okay, so I know where, if I go out of bounds, I'm going to show you, that would be an addition, okay, so we're right here and we're right here. Another thing that we can do now, since we know, we can, the space from here and the space from here, okay, because we studied that just now, so we have space, and now we know that. Now we know, I'm not going to say that that's from a previous lesson. But now we know there's a measurement. How far? From here to there? Well, it's from here to there. It's so simple. But it's very difficult to obtain. Okay? But it's the most simple thing from here to here. But you have to interpret it. You have to feel it in order to say that you got it. So now I'm going to go out of bounds. As soon as I step out of bounds, what happens is you have to add, and not with numbers, in your mind, in the function. No, this would be in your mind. It would not be in the function, I don't think. You have to add a mark around the whole radical 4. Okay? So if I added it for those who, just for fun, using numbers, that would be 8, 9, 10, 11, that would be 12, okay? Because it would be 1 here, 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 1 here. That's 4 corners. So you have 4 corners. You have 4 corners, 4 middles, and 4 in the middle, which would give you 12, okay? Right? 8, 9, 10. Yes, 12. So what I'm saying is I'm going to step out of bounds. How am I going to step out of bounds? I have to measure it. So that's why we did the measurement. So I'm going to measure from here to here. From here, I measure it because I know that I have to go one mark over, okay? And it's not going to be exact, but once we keep doing it, you'll know that there's 1 step there. So I'm measuring from here to here. The reason why I have to go over here, because I have to be in the other quadrant in order to step over into the mark. So then I'm here. So then, as soon as I step out of bounds, so now I got this, and I got this. As soon as I step out of bounds, there's marks that go right around. So it goes right around the radical, but you don't think of it as another radical. The only thing it is, because it's out of bounds, so you know that it's out of bounds, okay? If I want to go back in bounds, I go back in bounds, and now I'm back in bounds, okay? So if I want to go out of bounds there, I just go, I'm out of bounds. So if I'm out of bounds, that means I can walk over, okay? Yeah, can I? Yeah. And I can go up this, up this, up this, up this. Now I'm 2 spaces out of bounds, okay? But remember, you don't cross, pretty much don't cross over. I'm not going to go there anymore, okay? Now I'm going to step back inbound, and you know I'm in the front, and I'm going to go back to radical 4. And that's it. And that's the out of bounds. Thank you very much.